Hi, everybody. It's a new podcast
Hi!
with your pals, Bobby and Randy.
And Rand! Bob and Rand.
Today we're going to be playing a game called Dungeons and Dragons. Oh no, another Dungeons and Dragons podcast? That's right. And in this one we're playing Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. And we're playing a very old modules from the 70s because I'm very uncreative and I need to follow a module. And Randy here's my only player.
And my experience with Dungeons and Dragons is like almost zero.
That's good.
Big goose egg.
That's good because he cannot metagame. So
Also, just for the record, we have no idea what we're doing. Once again,
we just spent about an hour and a half trying to figure out how to play.
An hour and 36 minutes trying to figure out how a monster attack matrix works.
Yes, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons uses something called attack matrices. So basically, you have to look on these little charts to try to figure out what's going on.
So if anybody actually understands and can explain it to us, we're not using Thaco.
Like, comment, and subscribe. Like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, no.
Put a gun to my head if you ever say that again.
Do not like and do not subscribe, but do comment how to play this game.
Yes, please. If anybody's listening, if anybody's out there, please tell us. Explain some of these things to us
in a simple way that I can understand. Don't make it as complicated as the book does.
Because apparently we're not smart.
No, not really. It's not that. It's just the book is so poorly organized. They make you jump all over the place to find anything.
Oh God, yeah.
But
yeah, right now this podcast does not have a name. Eventually we'll have something going for this, but right now it's just the Bob and Rand adventure as we're making our way through the various things until I die.
We're gonna play the first module I got here. It's called. Let me open it up. Where was it?
The Vaudevillians. The Vaudevillains? No.
The Hidden Shrine of Tamoachan. Dungeon Module C1.
Tamoachan.
Yep, it's a anime where somebody has to go find a guy called Tamoachan. No,
he's a moe blob. He has an eye patch.
I think it originally came out. This is 1980. So we're gonna play through it. We only got one player. If you've listened to our previous unsuccessful podcast
where we played Weaver Dice
River City, which is an unpublished system, Randy's going to play one character. I'm going to play all the other characters, but I'll let him direct them in combat. So it's basically Mass Effect in that sense. I'll voice them, he'll play them.
I can't pronounce the guy's name, so his name is Rhialle.
I'm going to go through them right now. In this adventure, we have 3 characters who I'll introduce to you right now. As soon as I can scroll around and find it. Okay, so here they are. So in our adventure, it's kind of poorly organized again, but I'll read you the characters and I'll read you the background, all right? Number 1, Rhialle, or as you like to call him, Rhialle now.
Rhialle, yeah. Rhialle the Wanderer.
Is a native from the barbarian tribes of the Ulman Islands, where he was trained as a youth in the arts of war. He's trained as a youth in the arts of war. His training was cut short at the age of 15, and he was determined to be a chosen one by the shamans of his tribe. Each year, the Ulman nation select one youth of perfect body to be the chosen one of the sky gods. However, he did not want to be stabbed with a shaman's sacrificial knife, so he fled the Ulmans and the wrath of his deities. Blah blah blah. He came to the mainland cities, took up the profession of sellsword, bodyguard, to nobility, or mercenary in wars. He did not stay in one place very long because he's a wanderer. He does not care for civilization because wherever he goes, bad luck seems to follow. Superstitiously, Rhialle believes this ill luck is the work of the sky gods. Rhialle. So he continues to wander, searching for a place where he can be free from their vengeance. One occasion, he struck up his friendship with an urchin thief in a port town. Blah, blah, blah. Years later, he found him hanging by a thread.
Louder.
Years later, he stumbled upon his old friend hanging on to his life by a thread. Without a second thought, he charged to the rescue. Now he finds himself fleeing to save his own life.
Slower.
Rhialle has never told anyone of this ordeal with the shaman, but he has let it be believed that he was exiled because of a desire to taste the pleasures and wealth of civilization. Still, he misses his people and longs to be reunited with them. Boy, that was long. We got 2 more to go. And my battery's running low for some reason.
Your computer's dying. It's old.
Number 2 is... Where is she?
Myrrha the Disgraced.
Why can't I find her? There's a reason why.
She's so disgraced by being on our podcast, she's trying to avoid Bobby's gaze. And refuses to be found inside
this tab.
Her character sheet refuses to be found.
Hidden Shrine. Tamoachan.
Follower of the
I'll just scroll
Foam
back
Lord.
down again.
Cartor.
Oops. Exit. Shift F4. Okay.
Yeah, we're very poorly
There
set
she
up
is.
here.
Myrrha is from the city of Ponteliver. Ponteliver.
Ponteliver?
Mm-hmm.
Ponteliver?
She is a loyal daughter of the Sea of Midigia. By the way, this all takes place in the world of Greyhawk, the original Dungeons & Dragons setting.
The best universe.
The only
outside
official
of,
universe that I believe in. Everything else is
I'm a pretty
deviant.
big. I've always been a pretty big fan of that one there. The
Forgotten Realm.
No, it's the one where it's like post-apocalyptic. Not the Dying Sun one. The other one with all the weird mutants.
Gamma World.
Gamma World. Yeah, even though I never played it.
Well, this takes place in the very medieval Greyhawk. So anyway, she
We
was
should
from
play
the
Gamma
city.
World at some
She
point.
was in the city of Ponteliver, where she was a cleric in the lawful neutral temple of the correct and unalterable way. Myrrha had always been faithful and obedient, following the orders of her superiors and competently completing all tasks. Her good service was noted, and she rose in levels within the church, assuming more difficult tasks as her power and skill increased. She was firm and faithful in her allegiance to the goddess of their order, Stern Alia. Eventually, a new archon mounted the throne of Ponteliver and claimed Alia as her patron. The temple of the correct and unalterable way grew in followers and prestige, and as time passed, Myrrha noticed that her peers and superiors were becoming increasingly arrogant and arbitrary. Their pronouncements came to be regarded as law, and they began to see themselves as the ultimate arbiters of justice. Myrrha saw that they were falling into the heresy of believing that law is concentrated in the individual, not the community. She investigated and discovered the well-kept secret that many members of the ecclesiarchy were no longer able to cast their high-level spells, thus proving that they had been estranged from their deity. At last, Myrrha attempted to speak out against the heterodox clergy and reveal their fall from divine grace, but the forces prevented her from doing so, and she was fortunate to escape the city with her life. Now she serves Stern Alia alone until she can locate other faithful disciples and somehow find the money to finance a parish of her own. A landless barbarian is now her only companion. And this other guy, our third guy, who we're giving a lot of backstory to, even though they're probably going to be dead soon, honestly. Let's face it, this is...
Okay, his name is Cair.
Cair.
Cair the Disgraced. The Apprentice.
Cair the
He's
Apprentice.
a thief and a magic user, and
Yep.
that's about all you need to know about him.
Well,
He also wears a red shirt.
no. His father was a human sailor, his mother was a sea elf, he was abandoned by his mother, orphaned by his father. Grew up in the streets and alleyways of the seaport Scant in the county of Onwall. With only a masterless mongoose, his friend, his companion, Randy.
Yeah, his father was a hamster and his mother smelt it.
He learned how to be a rogue from the mongoose, blah blah blah. Anyway, Rhialle, a kindly scholar, noticed him.
Wait, he has a pet?
I think it doesn't say what happened to the mongoose.
Oh, man.
Rhialle, a kindly scholar, noticed him and took him into the service as a helper and apprentice. He was a dabbler in the lesser arcane arts of low magic. Cair learned certain skills and arts that a noble's formal education could not have afforded him. Blah blah blah. So anyway, he became a mage. Rhialle grew careless as he grew old, and one evening he omitted one of the crucial passes from the rite of the winds of time and was filled with the spirit of a crazed devil. The old man attacked Cair in a maniacal frenzy, and the young thief was forced to kill his master in self-defense. Unfortunately, the city guard, who wanted to ask Cair some questions about a missing necklace, took that moment to enter and find him standing over Rhialle's crumpled form with a dripping blade. Though pierced by 2 crossbow bolts, Cair managed to make good his escape and now flees the bounty hunters who pursue him for the price of his head. So you got 3 people here who are all basically fleeing bounty hunters. Alright?
Yeah, he could have just summarized that instead of reading the whole thing.
You know what, man? They wrote all this flavor text.
The flavor text is for me, not for the crowd.
So, now we're going to get into it. Your party is lost. You should never have abandoned the ship.
Where are we?
You should never have abandoned the ship and struck out into the marshes.
We should have stayed in the ship.
But your pursuers were closing on your trail, and it seemed the only way. Stumbling onward to the fens, your party made for higher ground ahead. As you crossed the ridge, the sun sank low below the horizon, and night came. Breathless, the party dropped to the ground. You tried to catch your wind with welcomed rest. Somewhere behind you came the sound of distant shouts. Scrambling back to your feet, you forced your way further into the brush, past great carved stones which lie overturned on the ground. As the full moon rose, sending moonbeams and ghostly shadows to flicker through the branches, ahead in the woods, a light glowed and seemed to beckon, perhaps a shelter in the night. Though thorns tore and impeded your progress, the source of illumination was reached at last. Before you was a clearing. There was an ancient ruin, a worn and overgrown pyramid filled the courtyard, shining in the moonlight, seeming almost brighter than the moon itself. There were 3 of you: Cair, magic user and thief by trade with a price on his head; Myrrha, a banished cleric who seeks escape from her former colleagues; and Rhialle, a barbarian fighter, outcast of his people.
Rhialle. Okay, I'll call it Rhialle.
In the recent weeks past, Rhialle and Myrrha helped Cair escape the clutches of bounty hunters and thus became fair prey as accomplices. Taking passage on a ship faring south, the party had thought to evade the hunters, but the persistent trackers followed in a hired ship. In final desperation, the party had abandoned their vessel for the wild jungles of the savage land. The sun has risen, and after a hasty council and preparation, the party gathered up their equipment and started towards the Pyramid Temple. They treaded carefully across cracked and overgrown flagstones, stepped over fallen and shattered pillars, pushing aside vines and briars. As the party approached the temple and the sound of crashing through the underbrush came from behind them, turning around, the party glimpsed men moving through the woods towards the clearing. Then the earth shuddered and gaped open beneath the party's feet, and they were falling amidst the roar of collapsing masonry. Dust filled the air, and the sunlight disappeared as the darkness swallowed you.
You see that little like one-line introduction of each of the characters is all you needed. You didn't need to go with the whole entire and read all the flavor text.
You know what? We're at about 10, 11 minutes in. Do you want me to continue or make this?
No, let's continue. Let's
Okay.
start this because it's like I'm gonna die fast. We know what we're gonna die. I'm gonna die.
Oh, okay. Blah, 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 blah.
Just a little Spanish flea.
Mm-hmm.
So
Alright.
so we arrive in this jungle of
Yeah,
sorts or whatever.
It's making me scroll down to the next one. All right. So I'll just jump right in. So you just collapsed through the floor, through the ground.
Oh, whoa! What's going on here?
Breathing heavily, you find that the world has stopped tumbling, and you now sit on cold, damp stone. The coughing and wheezing of your companions can be heard nearby, hidden in the darkness. To your back are rough rocks and broken earth. As you sit, the rumble and clatter of rocks diminishes to the occasional rattle of pebbles and the shush-shush of sliding dirt. Randy's decided to play Rhialle the Barbarian.
Yep, I am the barbarian.
So that's going to be his character. Rhialle the Barbarian, you sit quietly, nose raised, sniffing carefully. After a moment, your fears are confirmed. That the air in this place is bad and poisonous.
Oh my. Okay.
You convey that to your
Yeah, I'm gonna turn and look at Myrrha and Cair.
Devil May Care.
Yeah, Devil May Care. Nobody care about Cair.
And Moira.
And that. Hey guys, we're gonna die.
Um,
The whole entire room's poisoned. It's filling up with gas. Let's get out. Move. Look for.
So you are in a long, narrow chamber.
Okay.
In the center of this apartment is a domed shape on the floor.
So wait, what's the shape of the whole room I'm in right now? Just like, are we just in a little...
Let me read the flavor text and then I'll try to describe it more when I look at the map. You're in a long, narrow chamber. In the center of this apartment is a domed shape on the floor. In the east wall is a blank-faced stone door, and the west end is a room... Well, you wouldn't know that. On one end is a blank-faced stone door, and the other end is a room blocked by fallen stone and rubble, apparently the result of a collapse. The two side walls appear to have several niches cut into them. The shape in the center of the chamber appears to be a small alcove, protected by a half dome with the open end facing towards the door into east wall. This alcove is set in a recessed, shallow, tiled well, 1 foot deep and 10 feet wide. The alcove itself is 4 feet high. The hollow seems to hold some sort of display.
Okay.
The display appears to be a diorama depicting a hunting party of old man warriors, in feathers and deer hide garments. In the mountainside scene, some have successfully pulled down a stag with the aid of a dog, another group is clearing a small mule deer, and the last party has cornered a puma with their spears. A scout watches the puma hunt from an outcropping above. He holds a metal staff with a loop in its end. It looks like a shepherd's crook. There are 3 5 feet wide niches on both the long side of the walls, about 3 feet above the floor. Each niche contains a diorama depicting some aspect of tribal life. The 6 foot high figures in all the displays appear to be made of stucco, realistically and brightly painted. The scenes portrayed represent fishing, farming, religion, warfare, the creation story, and the crafts.
Okay.
So, if I can convey that to you now, let me go find the map, because it's in a completely different
Something
part
like
of
a
the
little bit like this, right?
Not really.
Okay, not even close.
Hold on a second. I'll draw it out for you, if you want. If I can just get down to the part I'm supposed to be at.
Because I'm just trying to draw my little room.
Here it is.
My map.
Okay, you're in a rectangle.
Okay, we're in a rectangle.
Yep. And
How many feet?
so, I don't know. I didn't look at it. But it's not a very big room. It's kind of a small room. On the one end is all collapsed rubble.
Okay.
On short end. One short end is all collapsed rubble. So you might as well put it there, yeah.
Yeah.
On the other short end, in the middle of the room is like a little like dais thing with a little diorama.
Okay.
On the two long sides, there's like 3 more dioramas on each side.
Okay.
On the other side of the room, the other short end of the room is a door.
It's a door.
And that's pretty much all of interest that you can.
And you already told me what's on the.
I can reread it if you want.
I'm actually gonna just like, is there anything of importance that I should be noticing about these photos?
Hold on a second.
Because they seem to be depicting the day-to-day life of the people.
So which one are you looking at? The one in the middle? There's 3 on each side.
Just 3 on each side. I want to look at it's like from where I'm starting. I want to look at right at the one to my left, like the first one on the left.
Okay. Well, I'll go through them in the order they have here because.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. It's like you don't have to read them again. Just give me the broad.
Okay. The first alcove contains a river scene. Old men, women, and children are busy gathering rushes, fishing with nets, and carving a donut. The second recess portrays natives farming. They're planting maize and harvesting wheat. There's several warriors standing guard, and a priest in a bird costume is blessing the fields. Remember, each one has little like figurines in it, basically.
Oh, they have
it's
figurines.
It's 3-dimensional. It's like a little. It's like a diorama. It's
Like I know. Yeah. That's what you said. Okay,
it's like little things like that. They're little figurines.
Okay.
The third niche portrays a temple and a tiered pyramid. Natives are bringing small offerings of gold and jade. Before the temple stands a priest handling a constrictor snake. Around him stand 3 costumed warriors. One is dressed as a winged serpent holding a spear, another dressed as a bear with razor claws, and the third represents a coyote holding a torch. There are also several. Do you want scrap paper? Do you want scrap paper too?
Oh yeah, but that's already
for your
on
notes.
Like, yeah. Let's see. So we have fishing, agriculture, sacrifice.
There are also several stone statues of the gods.
Okay.
The fourth niche. On the sides of the walls, the first one is the river scene, the second one was the farming, the third one was the temple. Farming.
Yeah.
The temple.
Let's see, I want to write that. River farming, temple.
Yeah. Hold on. There are also several stone statues of the gods. On the other side of the walls, the fourth niche holds a scene of tribal warfare. All the figures depict warriors carrying spears, clubs, hand axes, or daggers. The warriors on one side are painted black, and the other side are done in red. The fifth display is the creation of the world.
Creation myth, okay.
All of the statuettes are stylized and obviously non-human. A god adorned in green Quetzal feathers is mixing ashes with blood to form sculptures of a man and a woman. 4 towering creatures painted red, black, blue, and white are standing around a fire, committing suicide with their daggers. 2 smaller figures are ringed by the 4th. The modest, pimply one is being consumed by the fire, while the braggart lord of snails cowers in fear. You know this because your character is Oman, by his background.
So it's just knowledge that I would have. That
you would happen to have this. Your companions might not. You can relay any of this to them.
So yeah, so I'm gonna sit down. Or not sit down because we're in a hurry.
The sixth hollow shows native men and women engaged in different crafts, weaving rugs and baskets, carving totems, making pots, grinding stones for weapons, and making clothes. The cave-in appears to have... Okay, so then that's it. Yeah. Then the cave-in appears to have completely blacked out the last end of the chamber. At short intervals, small amounts of rubble and dirt come spilling into the room.
That's fine. So the door in front of me, is it locked?
Hang on a second. Did you want me to re-describe the dais in the middle too?
Oh yes, please tell me about the dais.
The dais in the middle is a diorama depicting a hunting party of Oman warriors in feathers and deer-hide garments in a mountainside scene. Some have successfully pulled down a stag with the aid of a dog, another group is cleaning a small mule deer, and the last party has cornered a puma with their spears. Okay. A scout watches the puma hunt from an outcropping above. He holds a metal staff with a loop in its end. It looks like a shepherd's crook. Okay. And the door, you're going to look at the door.
Yeah, I just want to see if the door...
So the door is carved with a sun symbol and appears to open into the room. Okay. There are hinges on this side of the door and scratches on the floor. There is no visible lock or handle, although across the top of the door there is a slight gap. 8 holes seem to have been bored into the door. They are about 1 inch diameter, but nothing can be seen in them. So just empty holes. The door seems to be fairly thick. The lintel is arched and there's a keystone at the top.
You son of a bitch! You just secret of the monkey temple to me. This is a trick trap dungeon. Ah! Okay. What's my intelligence? Because I gotta. He's not dumb. Okay. So you said on the door that there are
8 holes have been bored into the door. They're about 1 inch in diameter each, but nothing can be seen inside of them. Okay. The door is fairly thick, yeah. The lintel is arched and there's a keystone at the top.
Yeah. Okay, I know what that is. Yeah. So first thing I'm gonna do is I want to investigate this keystone at the top. I want to see if.
Okay. So you investigate it.
Yeah, I want to investigate. Yeah.
So underneath Hold on a second. Underneath the keystone, you find a keyhole.
Okay.
But as of right now, that's it.
And you said there's nothing else inside of the things. So what I'm telling you right now, what I'm thinking about here is that maybe, from what I understand of the puzzle, is that I'm going to be using, you said it's dioramas with figurines, that I have to somehow put the bases of certain figurines into these holes. How many holes did you say there were? 8?
There's 8 holes, sorry. And a keyhole now at the top.
Yeah. Yeah, you really hate me because right now there's poison filling up the room.
It says, hang on a second. You feel that you have about an hour.
Okay, to get out of this room.
To get out of this room.
Just so you know, I'm terrible at escape rooms. So I may actually die in the first one here, because that was a lot of flavor text for describing me the diorama, the hunting diorama in the middle again.
Actually, you know what? I just realized something.
Yes.
Actually, no. I was gonna say. It was just like, okay. Hold on a second. Let me read that again. Let me scroll down. Let me just check something real quick, please.
Yeah, because right now.
Actually, I gotta look at your character sheets.
Because right now I feel like I'm missing something.
Okay, so sorry about that. So so actually this room was dark. So I forgot to mention that your character Cair the Apprentice, who's a mage, cast a light spell.
Okay. That's good to know.
Did he?
Hey,
no,
hey.
Sorry, no, he didn't cast a light spell. You can.
Cair, can you cast a light spell?
Actually, no. I just want to see if you want to burn the light spell or if you can use a torch. Because you have all your equipment there, right? You can see your equipment.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find the proper image. For
Actually, no. I'm gonna go ahead and say he cast a light spell because it only lasts 5 rounds, though. But after that, you can light a torch. Now that you can see your equipment, so he burned his light spell already.
Yeah. So how long does it turn?
A turn is 5 rounds. I think they said a round is a minute in this game because it's very strange. It's like a combat in this game. By the way, I'm like a combat takes place in 1 round. A round is a minute, but each attack you make is like 6 seconds.
Okay, so how much time has passed?
Exactly scale.
How much time has passed since we?
You've been investigating all these things. You got a couple of minutes, but I said you can light a torch now. If you look on your equipment, you have you should have torches. Some of you.
I'm looking, trying to find that on my list.
Yeah, I just realized that.
It
should be under. You've got. Where's you?
Okay, I'm gonna use my tinder
box. You've got a
tinder
box,
flint.
flint and steel. You've got 2 torches. They burn for 6 turns each. So remember, a turn is like a minute, I believe.
So my torches only burn roughly as long as
a light spell.
Is a light spell, yeah. And so that's like 6 minutes.
Well, he's better figure it out.
Those are pretty crappy torches, by the way. If they only burn for 6 minutes.
Turns. Actually, it might be. I'm sorry. No, sorry. I think a turn is an hour. Sorry.
Okay.
A turn is an hour. A round is a minute. Sorry about that.
Okay, so right now then that light spell is currently it's still burning without me having the light.
Last 5 turns. So yeah.
So I'm not using
I'm not
using my
5.
torch.
Sorry, it's gonna be 5 hours then.
Unless the torch has a wider.
20 foot radius globe of light from his hand. So he was just like, hold on a second, guys. Let me there.
So the whole room is okay.
So it's coming from his hand.
So the first thing I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna panic and I'm gonna go take my sword. And you said there's a crack above the door, right?
Yeah, let me scroll back up to that part now. Hold on a second. The door...
Actually, wait. Let me take a look at Mr. Cair and see...
The door is carved to the sun symbol and appears to open into the room. There are hinges on this side and scratches on the floor.
Yeah.
There's no visible lock or handle. Okay, although across the top of the door there's a slight gap. Yada yada yada. A lintel is arched and there is a keystone at the top that you've now discovered a keyhole in. 8 holes have been bored into the door, 1 inch in diameter.
Would you consider it a wizard lock?
Hang on a second. Hold on a second. A wizard lock. As in, you want to use a spell on it?
Would you? Because apparently I do care about the apprentice. He has a spell called a second level, a second spell,
Yeah.
tier spell called Knock. Will open barred, locked, or stuck doors, boxes, chains, etc. Bypasses a wizard lock.
Yeah, I guess that could probably get you out of there. Seems like it'll work. So the guy looks at it and he's just like,
I look at
He
Cair. I'm like, do
he's
your
just like-
thing.
yeah, he's just like, I think I can open this. And he
That's your ruling as the dungeon master. You think you can open this? Okay.
It says right here, one segment will open barred, locked, or stuck doors. I mean, clearly it's.
What's a segment?
I believe a segment, like that's what I was telling you. A round is a minute, a turn is an hour, so a segment is like part of a minute. It's
Okay.
like it could be about 6 to 10 seconds, something like that.
So it might take a portion of his time. Okay.
No, it's gonna take about 6 seconds.
Okay. So since we're not in a combat round, how are we doing this? But I want to use. Yeah, I want
I'm
to
going
use.
to looking around this room for like 5 minutes.
I want to knock. I want him to
Yeah,
knock.
he opens the door. Okay, so the door swings open.
Okay. Does Rhialle still notice the smell of poison in the air?
I don't know. Hang on a second. I guess like outside of. Well, yeah, you're still in the room. I mean,
So, but it's like it seems to be permeating the entire dungeon from what I can tell.
it might be. But at least in this area. But I mean, you're still standing.
Okay,
inside.
so then I want to tell him it's like okay, I'm looking at my teammates. Go, it still stinks in here. It's still poison. Let's get out of here.
And he's like, good idea. And the cleric is just like, she just kind of nods. She's like looking at the.
Yes, you should get out of here.
No, she's a girl.
Oh.
She's a
you
girl.
should get out of here.
Yeah, and he was just like, he's kind of a thief. He was kind of looking through some of the. Cair was kind of looking through some of the dioramas. He's like, I can't really.
I'm just looking at it. It's like, don't steal anything, Cair.
Yeah.
It's not gonna. We only have so much space in our bags. We
He's
don't
just
want to be
like-
slowed down.
He's
Focus
just-
on only gold and highly fensible items, not. Oh wait, sorry. I'm actually. What's my alignment? I'm neutral good. I should probably not be telling him just to steal everything that's worth a lot.
No, you're in a dungeon. Who cares? It doesn't belong to anybody.
But it's sacred to my people, isn't it? As an omen, so I should probably
No,
not be
this
telling
is I think from a rival group.
Oh, okay then. Yeah,
You're in
screw
a-
them.
You're in a rival group's dungeon now.
Steal anything of value that's not nailed down, Cair.
Yeah.
Let's move out. Let's move forward. Get out of this room.
Do I want to take a look around? If you give us a minute.
Okay, actually, wait. Before I take it back for a second.
Yeah.
I want to poke my head through the door that he just opened,
Yeah.
and I want to just glance. Like I want to stand at the corner and poke my head out and just see what
Okay.
do I see in front of me.
Okay, hang on a second. Where was the door?
If all I see is darkness, I'm gonna ask him just to toss
Hold
his
on.
light spell forward.
Okay. So you kind of look into. Well, he's got the light. He can kind of shine it around, sort of.
Yeah, because it shows 20.
From his like hand, I guess. I think it comes from his hand. I didn't really read this flavor text of that spell, but I'm assuming it comes from his hand.
I'm just treating it like a flashlight. I don't care. This is 20 feet in front of us.
Yeah.
Or around, sorry. Radius.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do a lot of jumping back and forth now. Back to the map. What page is that? Okay,
Back
that's
to the
page
map.
6.
Back to the map.
Here we go. What page is the map on? The map is on page 31. Okay. So now you're seeing a hallway, and it kind of turns to the left.
Would you say it's about the same length as the room?
So
I was
it
in?
looks like that, and it goes that way. So you can't really see anything around the corner.
Okay, so then we're going to walk to the corner.
So wait, the thief is like, hey. He looks at the little little figurine.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Where was that one? And he says, he reaches kind of in there. The little dude from the first one, the
fisherman?
the metal, no, the little guy with the little metal staff.
Oh, yes.
That looks like a shepherd's crook.
Yeah.
He kind of looks in there and he's just like, yoink. He's just like, this kind of looks valuable.
I told him to take anything that wasn't nailed down that's
Now
valuable.
that, now that he's like looking through it, he's just like, that looks valuable.
Does that have to look like a key?
He
to
looks
you?
at it, he's just like, could be. Well, we already used the knock spell.
Yeah. Which I doubt we'll be able to use again.
Probably not. I think it takes a few hours to recharge spells in this game, honestly.
Yeah, so I just wasted it to get out of a room here, but that's fine. So
But he's just like, he puts it in his pocket. He's like, yeah, oh well, at least it looks like it's valuable. Looks like it's made of some nice metal.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna walk down to the corner.
In the next room, the sides of this corridor are carved to resemble walls of bamboo-like logs. The passage slopes down from a single door on its
Okay.
western leg the lintel of which has been crafted to represent a stylized cavern entrance. The double doors of beaten bronze work to resemble a forest of seaweed.
Okay.
So, what is your marching order? I need to know that.
I'm gonna be the fighter. Me, Rhialle's gonna be in the front.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna put the cleric, the disgraceful, in the middle. Disgraced.
Yeah.
Myrrha.
Yeah.
And then at the end we'll have the thief because I want him just to be a little bit off of the combat, just hanging back.
Because you're in a
watching.
hallway right now. Right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. So we're gonna go down the hallway to at least the corner, and then once again I'm gonna do the little peek around the corner.
No, that you already peeked around. This is what you saw.
Oh, so I'm seeing another hallway. So
This is the long hallway.
How far? So we can see roughly
It goes
20 feet
straight
in front
now.
of us.
It goes straight, yeah.
So we can see about 20 feet in front of us.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's march very slowly with. I'm gonna have my sword out, just very slowly walking like Dirk the Daring. You
Okay,
know?
hold on a second. All right. Well, since you were going first, and I'm gonna go ahead and so you're kind of in single file type.
Yeah,
Because
we're
it's
walking
kind
in
of,
single
because
file.
It's kind of like an hour thing.
We're walking in single file. Yeah.
All right. All right. So all of a sudden, you, with your big clumsy fighter feet, step on something, and you feel a little bit of a sink under your foot, like the stone, kind of goes down like an inch or two.
Okay, I just want to with my foot on there. I don't want to move. I just want to stop, freeze. I don't want to take the pressure off.
And
Like my foot's on a landmine.
yeah. And hold on a second. So several of those logs on the wall swing out and knock you guys in the back.
Oh.
So you are all laying on the ground, stunned in a heap. But other than that, they kind of stopped. So.
Okay.
And then the thief was like, I think I could have probably spotted that.
Yeah. So we're gonna change the file order right now, and thief, you're gonna go in front of me, and I want you to
Cair.
just
Whatever his name is.
Cair, I want you. I'm just calling you thief because
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
Rex Shepherd. We get it.
Yeah.
I want you just to walk in front, and I want you just to keep an eye out for traps. Spot
Makes
traps.
sense. Yeah, that'd be a good idea. So you look back. The stone logs haven't swung back and are now blocking the passage to the room you came from.
Okay.
They bar the way from ceiling to floor with only a 6-inch gap between the logs. There's no going back, but hey, you didn't really want to be
Yeah,
in
because we can't climb out.
that. You don't want to be in that stupid room anyway. Yeah, it was all collapsed. We're at about 32 minutes. We're going to take a break and then...
No, just keep going.
I don't know how long this thing is. I can upload to YouTube, though.
Well, you can. Well, let's stop here.
Yeah.